Hello everyone, welcome to the series of Microeconomics. This is Dr. Atman Shah. In this video, I am going to discuss the idea of consumers' equilibrium. You can find more videos on microeconomics, macroeconomics, international economics, public finance, econometrics, and mathematical economics on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. So let's begin with the idea of equilibrium. What do we mean by consumers' equilibrium? So consumer's equilibrium is a situation where consumer derives maximum utility by spending consumer's entire income, and therefore consumer does not have any incentive to change its consumption of goods purchased. Consumer derives the maximum utility, highest utility by consuming a particular combination of goods. And therefore, any other combination would either reduce satisfaction or it exceed consumer's budget. So, if consumer deviates from that combination of goods, then it would either reduce satisfaction or exceed consumer's budget. That means consumer cannot achieve that particular combination because of income constraint, or if consumer can purchase, it still reduces the satisfaction or utility, and therefore consumer would not like to deviate from that combination of goods. Now two things are important. One is consumers preferences represented by indifference curve, and consumers income and price of two commodities. So these two things are useful when we analyze consumers equilibrium. Let's understand assumptions. The first assumption says that consumer is rational. That means consumer spends his entire income on two commodities in such a way that his utility is maximized. Second, income and prices of goods are fixed and given. Consumer's income does not change, it is given, and prices of two commodities are also given. Preferences are complete and consistent. Now, what do we mean by complete preferences? It means that two preferences can be compared. So, I can say that X is preferred to Y. That is completeness. Two preferences can be compared and it is consistent. So, whenever X and Y are available, I always prefer X over Y. That is the idea of consistency. Fourth, more is preferred to less. So more is always better. That is the assumption of non-satiation. So consumer always tries to consume more and more of two goods, and therefore consumer tries to stand on the highest possible indifference curve. Because higher the indifference curve, higher the utility, lower the indifference curve, lower the utility. Fifth, preferences are transitive. That means if X is preferred to Y, Y is preferred to Z, it implies that X is preferred to Z. That means preferences are transitive. Consumer has the complete information about the market, about two commodities, everything. Everything is known to the consumer. And last, divisibility of goods. That means any quantity of the commodity can be purchased. Consumer can purchase any quantity of goods. So in that sense, goods are divisible. Now let's understand consumers' preferences. So we are measuring X, quantity of X on X-axis, quantity of Y on Y-axis, various combinations which give equal utility to the consumer. So join all points, we will get indifference curve. So on this indifference curve, all points give equal utility, and therefore consumer is indifferent between points. A is indifferent to B, B is indifferent to C, C is indifferent to D, because utility at each point is same. Now it is downward sloping. Why it is downward sloping? Because entire income is already spent on two commodities, and therefore if consumer wants to increase the consumption of one commodity, he has to reduce the consumption of another commodity. And second, the curve is convex to the origin. That means MRS is diminishing. For each additional unit of X, consumer gives up fewer and fewer units of Y. And that is why it is convex to the origin. Now we know that the slope of the indifference curve is marginal rate of substitution. So MRS is delta Y upon delta X, that is the rate at which one commodity or one good is substituted for another good, and it is the ratio of marginal utility of two goods. That is MUX upon MUY, and minus sign shows that indifference curve is negatively sloped. Now let's understand price line or budget constraint. So again, measuring quantity of X on X-axis, quantity of Y on Y-axis. If entire income is spent on X, then consumer can purchase maximum OL units. And if entire income is spent on Y, consumer can purchase OP units of Y. Join these 2 points, then we will get price line. So it shows price of two goods, that is PX upon PY, consumer's income, and therefore this is our equation. M, that is consumer's income, is equal to XPX, amount that consumer spends on commodity X, YPY, that is the amount consumer spends on commodity Y. So we assume that entire income is spent on these two commodities. There is no surplus income. So if you rewrite this, it is YPY is equal to M minus XPX, and therefore Y is equal to M upon PY minus X PX upon PY. So this minus PX upon PY is the slope of price line. So it is the ratio of price of two commodities, that is PX upon PY, and minus sign shows negatively sloped curve. Now, what is consumer's equilibrium, or how do we achieve consumer's equilibrium? There are two equilibrium conditions. One, price line must be tangent to indifference curve. And at the tangency point, the slope of two curves must be same. The slope of the indifference curve, that is MRS, and slope of the price line, that is price ratio. These two must be same. And if we rewrite this, it says that MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY, and this is nothing but your equimarginal utility principle. This is equimarginal utility principle. Second condition says that indifference curve must be convex to the origin. That means MRS must be declining. Now let's understand this with the help of diagram. Let's see at which point consumers attain equilibrium. So quantity of X on X-axis, quantity of Y on Y-axis. PL is price line. IC1 is the first indifference curve, IC2 second indifference curve, and IC3 third indifference curve. The utility is highest on IC3 because IC3 is above IC2 and IC1. K point is on IC3, the highest indifference curve. Consumer wants to stand on that indifference curve, but it is not possible to achieve this due to income constraint. With this available income, consumer cannot purchase combination K. Then we have combination G and H on IC1. You can see in the diagram, two combinations G and H are on IC1. They are intersecting IC1. Both are on price line also. So slope is same, but still consumer will not attain equilibrium here because with this available income, consumer can stand on point E. Consumer can consume point E, which is on higher indifference curve IC2. So if it is possible to consume on IC2, consumer will not consume on IC1 because more is always better. So consumer always prefers E over H and G. So here you can see is on the higher indifference curve. So utility is higher compared to G and H, and therefore point E is preferred to G and H. So consumer achieves equilibrium at point E, at which the slope of indifference curve and price line is same, and price line becomes tangent to indifference curve. You can see at point E, the price line is tangent. Now there is no incentive for consumer to deviate. If consumer deviate from H to E, utility declines because H is on lower indifference curve. If consumer moves from E to G, again utility decreases because G is on the lower indifference curve. So there is no incentive for the consumer to deviate, and therefore E is the equilibrium point. So now when we say MUX upon PX is equal to MUY upon PY, it means that marginal utility obtained for the last rupee spent on commodity X is exactly equal to the marginal utility obtained from the last rupee spent on Y, and therefore consumer is indifferent between X and Y. So at equilibrium point E, consumer's valuation of two goods measured by MRS. What is MRS? MRS is ratio of marginal utility of two commodities, that is consumer's valuation of the two goods, because marginal utility shows the value of that particular commodity to the consumer, is exactly equal to market's valuation measured by price ratio. How market measures the value of that particular commodity? By price. So it is Px upon Py. Both are same. Consumer's valuation of two goods and market's valuation of two goods. So relative price of goods, that is price ratio, the price of X compared to price of Y or price of Y compared to price of X, reflects the relative value that consumer place on both goods. Place on both goods. This relative price ratio, that is price of X compared to price of Y or price of Y compared to price of X, that is the relative price or price ratio. What does it reflect? It reflects value that consumer place on both goods, that is your MRS. So that is the idea of consumer's equilibrium. So if you find this video useful, kindly like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you.